I looked at all the. I read through all the statement blurbs on the executive orders he put out, and
Mhm.
um, I'm gonna be honest. Two things jumped out at me after going through all the ones that were put out so far. They
Mhm.
are they are supremely serious about the border issue.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that they're extremely serious about the border issue and national
Of course.
security and
Yeah.
you know how it's been handled and mishandled. They're
Mhm.
extremely serious about the border issue. That is
Yes.
not going away. It's just gonna get. It's gonna get. The border is gonna get a great deal more military presence and
Mhm.
oversight,
Right.
and they're extremely serious about the fallout from the woke issues that sprung up over the last 6 years.
Mm.
It did. They're really serious about taking a position on that because they felt attacked and they're pushing back. You're not gonna change it. Then the best thing you can do is figure out how to work within the new framework that's coming down the line. There's
True.
going to be a lot of
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of crying and fallout from it. There's no doubt because what has been is no longer.
Yeah.
I
It,
don't see where they targeted transgenders specifically to hurt them, but
mm.
I do see what they've done, and that's to curtail the gender affirming care for minors.
Yes. So
Outside
this
of that,
is
as long as you're 19 and over, you do whatever the
yeah.
hell you want, except for use the bathroom.
Okay. So this is what my personal take is. He said American is only gonna recognize man and woman. That's what he said
It's fallout
inauguration.
from yeah, and
And
it's
so
sad, but it's not something that almost every other country in the world has already done. You know, there's a clear definition with that almost worldwide, legally, legally. So it's not something that's new. It's just something we've never taken. It's just something the country's never taken a stance on, and they did because a lot of a lot of gender identity
mm,
advocates pushed using the law to force people to adhere, and it it's going to come back next presidential election. It's going to come back. You're probably going to see it for the next 10 presidential elections, back and forth. It's going to
I
come back
yeah.
because
So
I mean
so
he
my
pencil whipped out a lot of Biden stuff, so the next president can do the
yeah.
exact same thing.
So my take is what you said partially I agree. So it's like I feel I feel it's like finally we can put this issue if it's an issue to rest because 4 years ago we're not even nobody cares right so right
Yeah,
it's only 1%, so
before this
like
election, nobody really gave a shit, and then
no
this election came up, and
because the last 4 years like you said it's been push, and I do see a pattern like on the left. I just had a friend, I mean a colleague, a film colleague. He he messaged me because he saw my post on the US aid. We'll talk about that later. But he saw my post on X for the US aid, and he said uh, he's disappointed in me. And
man,
he said, I have a lot of respect from you. See, so I do see a pattern because and I reply, I respect everybody's point of view, everybody's view and opinions. And see, like definitely that this person is more left wingers. So I do see like what you said. They want to, they don't want to hear you. They just want to push, you know, their point of view onto you. And if you don't follow, then we're not friends anymore. So you know what I mean? So it kind of, what you just, can you hear me with this new, with your earphone?
Yeah, I hear you good with these on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but it become very echoish. So,
Oh,
yeah. Um, okay, and also, I um, I I want to share this if I can. Let me see. Earlier, I tried to share, but I couldn't. So let me see if I can share this one. Can you see? Okay. Yeah, it's on the screen. So this one, this post, from my friend, and then I respond because I mentioned Trump is a business person, right? So I say he's a businessman, so everything to him is negotiation, strategy, and skills. Perhaps trans people might dissolve the difference by going in with this approach instead of fighting for it, fighting against it. And I get a backslash. If you guys can read, this is pretty long. I didn't really finish the whole comment. I already understand this person what she trying to do. Okay, she trying to point it out, and nothing wrong with that. Okay, and the only part that I don't agree is she became very personal attack, as you can see towards the end, right? So this is what I respond. Her name is Jenny. So Jenny, you are so good at identifying and focusing on all the problems that you can find. So what's your solution? And I and I say crying, playing like a victim, or personal attacking any and I is not going to solve anything. You just create more problems for you to complain about. And that's her reality because I was actually kind of, offering a possibility solution right here. If anyone who can talk to Trump or near Trump, maybe they can negotiate because I do see a pattern because remember 4 years ago, Facebook banned him, Twitter banned him, Elon Musk wasn't supporting him. And now you see he's all friends with them now, right? So he is not really black and white, set in stone. It's flexible. It's just depending how you approach him. You know what I mean? And of course, nobody wanted to be humanly, be disrespectful. But so this is what I feel that about towards the trans people, and I really feel, I it didn't change me. It didn't change my life. It didn't affect my life. I'm still doing my things. I'm still doing my business, and actually, my business got better since he got elected. So, yeah. All right. So, what else do you have? What's your thought on this one? Because I kind of jump in right into to what you were saying. So, what do you think?
On that one, I mean, I totally agree. It's, these are issues that, in my opinion, music, all issues trans people should have got involved in with the negotiations and the wording, the concepts, and the beliefs from the very beginning, and not let somebody else narrate what it was. One, and then two, totally devoid the conversation from feelings. Get
Mm-hmm,
and adopt a mindset of perspective versus perception.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay, true. Yes, yes.
because on one hand you have perception. That's all about how you feel, what you think.
Yeah, yeah.
Perspective involves how they feel, what they think, and they never. And, you really want to. This was a big issue, a big deal. You should have been, and you should have been involved. Instead, you let somebody else direct the narrative on what they thought it should be, and they lost. I remember when we were talking about the elections.
Yes.
Harris ran on feelings. She ran on perception.
Yeah.
Trump ran on perspective.
Yes.
What everybody else was feeling and what they were thinking according to what was being told to them and pushed on. It happens all the time, and a lot of times it's hard to get out of that box when you get in it, because emotions run high. You want to be heard. Everybody wants to be heard, but if you're not paying attention to what the people you want to be heard, you want to hear you, are telling you that they're hearing, you're failing it. You're gonna lose out on the whole situation, because it was your responsibility to make sure they were understanding what you were trying to say. You're the one who want to say it, but you have to make sure that they really understand what you're trying to say, not trying to force them to just accept it. So we're gonna see it pop up again, and as far as the post, the post the kind lady sent you
response.
Her response is a classic example of perception versus perspective. I read it.
You read it?
Blatant in the first couple lines. There's a million problems going on, and what you're going to see is we're going to see a lot of changes over the next couple of years.
Yes.
See how that works out.
Yeah.
But if you're not moving to, be involved with it,